Welcome to Responsive Web Design. Here we talk about the magical display block. Display block, display none, display block, display none. Turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. And there are many times in your design where you want something in this view and you don't want it all in that view. It's not just resizing things or making things smaller and then larger, but it's like showing and hiding things, which makes total sense. So we're going to do a design, very ugly and basic, and we're going to work with this big screen over here. We'll work with the iPad and resize for the iPhone. That's our goal. And what we want to do is just something basic like this, very basic colors, but we'll have a header, a nav, a left side, a right side, content for the middle, and a footer. But when we collapse down to 600 pixels, which is an arbitrary number, we want to see this. We'll get rid of the content and just go down to here. And then once we get to the iPhone, we just want to go to a single strip. Now, in previous titles, we just kind of resized things to make them bigger and smaller, just make things bigger and smaller. But here, things disappear. We're going to get rid of this white box. We're going to get rid of the red box. And at the very end, we're going to have a new nav bar show up that wasn't even there before. And of course, you can download these samples at sillybilly.com/samples/rwd_samples/rwd_block_114.html. And here we go. Let's make this happen. We'll drag this out of the way. You can see what's going on here is we have this underway. I left out the nav up top. And let's bring our browser window in. And I'm going to drag inward. We get to 600. It collapses. Now watch what happens now. Notice the yellow header up top. We get to the yellow header. Poof. There we go. That nav bar was never there. We go for the phone, we pop out here, bam, it's gone. For the phone, it's there. For everybody else, it's gone. It's not necessary. The white thing's totally gone. Totally gone. That's all about display block. So let's look at the code. In our HTML, I'm clicking my source code button, of course. But if I go into the source code, we've imported two style sheets. I use one for my regular style sheet, another one to resize. It's your kitchen. Do what you want to do. I open my wrapper. I'm using HTML5 new tags for my header. I define those. Notice I'm actually using the HTML5 nav tag. I have my content left, middle, and right. Notice I'm using all classes. Doesn't matter. I could have used IDs. I was in the mood to use classes today, so whatever. At the bottom, I'm using the HTML5 footer tag. Or you could have made classes for the header, dot header, or class div class equals header. It's your kitchen. Do what you want to do. So now, in here, I've got a basic reset code up here. Asterisk meaning clear out everything. Set margin and padding to 0 for everything that browsers give automatically. Clean the house. My wrapper's at 1,000 pixels. Margins left and right set to auto to center the page. Backgrounds for my goodies. I'm talking directly to the header tag. This is not a class or an ID. Same with the nav tag. But the unique thing about the nav tag is it's at 100%. Header's 100% of the wrappers, 1000%. Same with the nav bar. But notice for the nav bar, display is none. Turn it off. Turn nav off. And if we go back to the browser, nav's not there. Turn it off. It's so cool how, yes, we've given it a definition of 75 pixels high, but the browser, since we have turned it off, says, you're not there, dude. You're not there. We're turning our back on you. You're not even there. So we're floating everybody to the left below. Content left, content middle, content right, and our footer, no big deal. We get to our code for resize. Here's our media queries. And I actually didn't even need a media query for wrapper. And for your media queries, of course, all you need is things that you are changing. I really didn't even need the header because we're not changing anything in the header. But I am, when we get to 600, I am changing left content to 50%, right content to 50%. Notice display none for the middle. Gone. See ya. Display none. Bye. You're out of there. Let's look at the browser. When we get to 600 pixels, poof. Gone. Poof. Gone. Out of there. So, and then in our final media query, at 450 pixels, notice we don't have hardly any CSS down here. We're not describing everything. We're just putting in what has changed from our initial declaration of styles. So here, all of a sudden, here we are in the iPhone. We tell nav, display block. Turn it on, show it, put it in a box. Content left, we set at 100%. Content middle is gone, and content right is gone. Display none. And the really cool thing about this is, I have to give it to Adobe. They actually did a good job with the designer panel that comes with CC, because it understands that you have your media queries here, and if I click on a media query here, it actually shows me what's going on with that media query. It shows me what attributes I'm working with, or what rules I'm working with in the media query. I click it again, and now it's showing my 450 pixel media query. I mean, it's just so cool. And then I'm down here working at this size, and I can see it reflected here in the screen. And by clicking over here on these various selectors, I can actually scroll through my properties and make visual changes, visual numeric values, colors, background images, whatever, and make all of my adjustments on media queries step by step by step, working with the CSS Designer panel. I got to give it to Adobe. You did a good job on that.